spoiler review for the Platinum demo for Final Fantasy XV.
I'm Will, that's Kimber, and we are part of Crossfire Co-op. So, as always, talk about the game, we give a score, then we talk spoilers.
Sounds good.
Start us off.
Without giving spoilers, well, it wasn't what I expected.
Not at all.
It was very much like Kingdom Hearts. They changed the combat a lot.
Part of the combat I actually really liked. I liked being able to go in with the small sword and then finish up with the hammer. It really knocked the enemies back. It felt a little bit more fluid than, as we talked about in our review of the Duscae demo. But to me, it felt like it was missing something.
I had a really hard time hitting enemies, depending on what weapon I was using.
I was watching her play, and she was going off with the big hammer quite a bit, which is pretty slow.
Well, they don't even tell you can use a sword until you're playing with your items and see that you just happen to have one. There are a lot of things that you don't get to do that you got to do in Final Fantasy Duscae. At least not until later.
Going from Duscae to this demo, I think really puts us at a disadvantage thinking of this, because someone that hasn't played Duscae, that hasn't seen the world, if this is our first introduction to the world in Final Fantasy 15, we might be looking at it from a different perspective.
Well, people that I saw posting about this were so confused about what Final Fantasy 15 is. And to tell you, no, like, if you've only ever played the Platinum demo, I hope it's not that.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't put past Square Enix to do is, the Platinum demo is like a demo for a Kingdom Hearts game with a playable Noctis character.
That's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like. Not the Final Fantasy 15 that I played in the Duscae demo.
No, the worst part about the demo, and we'll get into score here in a second, but for me the worst part was just the fact that it felt more like a collectathon than actually building up a character that's going to last through a epic event.
I mean, the graphics were great. I like stepping on the plates, but I was like, okay, this is another weather plate. Like, maybe if I have certain kinds of weather with a certain time of day, I'll unlock something special. But no.
It felt more like they had this just to show off what the engine could do.
And I went into it expecting that, but I didn't expect to find, like, 3 or more weather plates or 3 or more time plates.
Well, let's give it a score real quick.
Alright. Ready?
Yep. Ooh. That's critical.
It's a 5.5 squeaky hammers right there.
7.0 for me. Let's delve into why we gave this score.
Okay.
For me, while it was lacking, and while my initial impression might have been a 5.5, there were some things I took away from it that I did like. I love the engine that was running the game. The way in the second, spoilers here. Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning. You've been warned.
For a demo that takes less than an hour to beat.
Yeah.
So, play the demo, come back in an hour, if even, and we'll talk more then. But for me, the second world, where the blocks, you're in this giant room, the physics of how all that worked, and just hoping that something transitions into the main game that's on a grander scale. Just, I see possibilities here.
A mountain.
And looking at it from the final battle, which I thought was really good, it brought up my score a little bit compared to the rest of the demo. Why so?
Why so low? Everything. The world was cool, and the graphics were nice. There wasn't really any story, not really. There was this thing in Duscae where you had certain powerful moves, and that doesn't even come out until the end, maybe. Like,
And it really doesn't.
It really doesn't. It made me wonder, like, what the heck happened to this combat that I really loved. Like, it took me a while to get used to it.
That was our biggest critique of Duscae, was how long it took to get into the combat.
But this is like the polar opposite.
But once you got into the combat from Duscae, it was
Awesome.
exciting. It was...
Yeah. Like I said with the plates, the carbuncle isn't right to me from playing 14, but that's forgivable. But, so I played Duscae, I loved it. I went to Uncovered Final Fantasy 15, I loved it.
So hyped.
I immediately ordered the Ultimate Collector's Edition, like, OMG, I have to have this. I played the Platinum demo as soon as I could, and then I was like, oh. And then Square Enix told me that even though I got a confirmation number, I didn't actually pre-order that Ultimate Collector's Edition. And you know what? I was kind of relieved. Like, that's not the feeling you should have when someone tells you this super rare thing that you thought you had, you don't really have.
Yeah, this is not... They should have just put Duscae out for everyone. Or something like that. This is not what you want to put in front of people to sell your game.
I mean, I'm excited to watch the anime. I'm excited to watch Kingsglaive. I'm excited to still take part in the universe, but... Well, like, I might wait to borrow the game from someone and see if I like it. I don't know, like...
Yeah, this demo had me taking a few steps back as well. I was like,
It really confused me. Like, what is this game gonna be? Because everything we saw at Uncovered was very much Duscae. And then we played this demo, and I'm like, I'm really confused.
If this is something they rushed out the door just to have a demo for people to try, they should have just left it behind closed doors.
Or they should have said at the beginning, like, hey, you know what? Like, this is literally just to show off some of the things the game can do. Like, this is not what you should expect in 15. Like, if people have only played the Platinum demo, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get 15, and then they get it, and it's like Duscae, they'll be like, oh, I thought this was like the demo I played. They'll be like, no, you need Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Which I love Kingdom Hearts. I love it. But they're two very different things to me.
This was not even just Kingdom Hearts, though. It was just a collectathon for the most part. You could collect more things and get better weapons, but you don't even get those better weapons till the very, very end when you can't even use them.
And it was weird too, like there were ledges everywhere, and there were things I wanted to get, but I couldn't lift myself onto the ledge, I couldn't grab the ledge, and okay, fine, that's because it's a demo.
Yeah, it seemed like you should just be able to grab right up there.
It's a demo, they don't want me to be able to, climb around, but there were things that those gold things, whatever they are, I don't know. And I was like, oh, I want these gold things. Why? I have no idea. But I want them, and I can't get them. Okay, I'll just keep trying to find the carbuncle, because there's no map, and see if I can find it, and then eventually I'll get some kind of ability, and I'll be able to get up there. And it never happened, and then I got to the end, and there were like 3 plates that I couldn't unlock.
So.
Rant.
So, the cool thing about this demo is it's supposed to unlock the carbuncle in 15.
Yes.
Even though he may not look as cute as the blue one, he's still pretty cute.
He's still cute. He's like a phoenix fox.
Do you recommend someone play this
To get a carbuncle?
demo to get a carbuncle for 15?
Yes, play the demo, get a carbuncle.
It's less than an hour. I hope this is not a precursor to what 15 is going to be.
I hope not. Like, if for the first time in my life, somebody listened to what I had to say about Duscae and they were like, oh, everybody says the combat's too hard, we should dull it down. No, like, please, like, take it back. Like, please take it back.
The combat was hard, but it had a learning curve.
Yeah.
And once you got into it, though, it was very fluid.
I don't hate this combat for Platinum Demo. It's just not what I expected. It's missing a lot of intricate things that I really liked in Duscae.
It's cool to be able to switch weapons on the fly. That was really cool. But it's just feeling something that makes it feel, for lack of a better word, right. you don't have that same satisfaction when you're attacking enemies as you did in Duscae.
And now that we're in spoiler land, like, I was in giraffe thingy.
Oh.
Like, I could not hit an enemy.
That was absolutely, like, they were so slow.
I was super slow.
They didn't do much damage. It's like, what was the point of this?
And, like, it's really cool to be a giraffe thingy, but then people were like, oh, does this mean in this game I get to be different creatures? Well, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. But, like, if that's what someone takes away from this demo, I think it's the wrong message.
For me, that was probably the lowest point. Because they were just huge things that move so slow. And it would be one thing if they moved so slow, but, like, it was an insta-kill. Something like that. Mm-hmm. But they moved so slow and you could hardly hit anything with them.
Indeed. So, you sound like you should have given it a low score like me.
I was torn. Mm-hmm. I was really like 6.5, 7. But at the end of the day, I see potential. Mm-hmm. And with this being a demo, it gives me hope for the final game. But this should never have been released.
Alright, there you have it. Platinum demo. Mediocre at best, with some promising glimmers of the possible future.
For all things Final Fantasy 15, make sure you stick with Crossfire Co-op.
See ya.